What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Skatepark Showcase. Behind me is the Skateable Art Park in Tallahassee, Florida, one of two skate parks in Tallahassee. Let's check this out. Tallahassee Art Park, skate park thing. It's really cool. I'm super stoked to be out here. I had a blast. So let's break this thing down and showcase it all to you. Tallahassee is the capital of Florida, right on the little Gulf area. It is just south of the Georgia-Florida line, and it's a pretty big city. There are actually a couple of skate parks in this area, and we will get into that in a little bit. This skate park is the newest skate park to this city. It is located near downtown in the Art Park district. It's a really cool, fun area with a lot of shops and interesting things going on. A lot of culture here. Right when you get up here, man, you're gonna notice that it is super nice, brand new. Everything is crispy and clean, no wear, no tear, all concrete, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So for the layout, it's basically just one long strip. And when I say long, it is long. This park takes up a lot of square footage. It's just super skinny and stretched out. It's basically built in three different sections. There is the snake run at the top. In the middle, there is a bowl. And then on the far end, there is a really long street section. It's a downhill skate park, so you can start at the top and then go all the way down without pushing a single time. So to break it down, let's just start at the top. At the top, you have the snake section, and they took it literally, which is pretty cool. Never seen anything like this before. The main staple of the skate park is this giant snake head that's part of the snake run. It's really cool that they took the time to build something like this. The art is just awesome. The painting is clean and super nice. The whole snake run itself is a lot of fun to just pump around, get warmed up, get your legs going, get your blood flowing. It definitely is a workout on the legs, that's for sure. You'll be warmed up in no time. I had a lot of fun just pumping around it. I'm not the kind of guy that can really do much other than pump on snake runs, so take that for what you will. I'm sure some people have done some really cool stuff on the snake head thing. Like, it's pretty crazy looking at it. I just could like pump up and down it, but I'm sure that some pretty gnarly stuff has gone down on it. Next, we have the bowl section. So this bowl is actually pretty cool. It's not a gigantic bowl by any means, but it's also not tiny either. I'm not a big bowl skater. There's not a whole lot I can do. I can kind of do some like mini ramp type stuff on back and forth sections, and then I can just do a little bit of pumping as well. But other than that, I'm not super talented at bowl stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't see anybody out here skating it, but from what I can tell, like, it's not super intimidating. Like some of these other bowls that I've seen that are like 12 foot deep, like gigantic things. This one's actually pretty cool and pretty mellow to learn on and to push yourself a little bit. All right, finally we get to the street section. I'm not gonna break down every individual ramp. I'm just gonna kind of talk about one end and go down to the next. There is a lot here. There's a lot of stuff in the street section. It flows really well, and it's got pretty much every obstacle you can think of. At the top, there's this super cool brick quarter pipe that's crazy tight, crazy steep, with the Team Pain logo right there in the middle. I always love stuff like that, small tight quarter pipes. I like to experiment on them, and it feels really good to get a blunt to fakie on something like that. I struggled on this one for sure, but it was a lot of fun. Then just past that, you've got a stair set, grind box, manual pad, handrail. That section's a lot of fun. I mainly just skated the 3-stair and the handrail. It's not intimidating, the barrier of entry to this park. Everything is pretty chill and mellow. That 3-stair is a lot of fun just to mess around on, kind of learn some new stuff or get the stuff that you don't know very well down before throwing it down something really big. And then past that, you've got rails. You just got a whole bunch of rails. So there's some smaller rails, there's bump to bars, there's down rails. Everything's really mellow, super fun to skate. You can get good speed out here, so it's pretty easy to hit everything. I just had a blast on all of it. Past that, you've got an A-frame with a little manual pad next to it. It's a little bit bigger than the other stuff out here, but it's not crazy big, super mellow and easy to skate. I loved it a lot. What's really fun is blasting over that handrail. Then you've got a cool hip out here that's got some really nice artwork on it. It's kind of like a diamond hip. It's not like a pyramid hip, so you do have to get a little bit used to it, but it's also mellow and it is a ton of fun to skate. And then you've got another fun box. I don't really think I touched that one. It's got this really cool piece of artwork on the flat top. That's pretty dope. And then like a rainbow rail. And then on the side of it is this super tight and steep quarter pipe. I didn't really touch any of that because I kind of ran out of time, but it's also pretty cool. And at the very end, there is a quarter pipe, nice and wide, not too steep, not too tall. I think it's about 4 foot tall. It's plenty wide, so you can easily hit it. There's a lot of space, and it's got pool coping on the top. So real quick, I want to talk about the most unique things out here. There are 2 things worth noting. There is this super weird, I don't even know what to call it. It's like a bump gap to round it out manual pad to another gap to a bump. I'm not really sure what the purpose of it is, but I actually had a lot of fun on it. It's not really like a bump to manual pad because it doesn't really go up much higher than the 2 like ramps into it. So I didn't even try to manual it. I feel like it'd probably be kind of hard because you'd be going down into the manual instead of up into it. But it was fun, like kick flipping in, kick flip out. So not really sure what its purpose is or what it's supposed to be called or whatever. Not my favorite thing out here, but definitely very unique. I've never seen that before. The second thing out here that's unique is this like A-frame grind box. It's like a grind ledge, but it goes straight down into the ground, but it's also like a ramp. So I mainly just use it as a ramp to blast over it. What's tough about it is that you have to start on the downhill side, so you really have to pump and get some speed to blast over that thing. But it was a lot of fun. I always like finding something that I can just blast over. Definitely a unique obstacle. I don't really see those very often either. Super cool park, man. I loved it out here. It was crazy hot. A lot of cool guys out here. I had a ton of fun skating with some of the guys and talking with some of the guys. It is 24 hours. There are lights out here. I have no idea what the lights look like how bright they are. There's like these pole lights out here. I don't know how harsh the lighting is. They look like LEDs. I don't know if they're diffused or what. So the lighting might be a little bit harsh, but I haven't seen it for myself, but it's 24 hours, it's lit up. I'm sure it's decent enough to skate out here. I rarely come across 24-hour parks, so it's nice to see another one. It's in a nice like park area. There's plenty of parking down here. There's a lot of stuff around here. Like the vibes are just really chill out here. There are only 2 little shaded areas, which is unfortunate because this is Florida and it does get very hot. It could definitely benefit from more seating areas with shade. From what I can see, there is no like public restroom right around in this area, which is unfortunate. A lot of public parks do have a restroom, so be wary of that when you come by. So there are a couple of other skate parks in this area. Number 1, there is a DIY. I actually went and checked it out on my way up here just to kind of scope it out and see if it's worth hitting or not, and I believe that it is, so I'm gonna try and cover that one for you. And also, there is another Tallahassee skate park. I don't remember what it's called, but I've had a love-hate relationship with that park for many, many years. Back in the early days when I first started this channel, it was one of the parks that I tried to cover because back then I lived only like an hour and a half from here. Now I live like 4 hours from here. And I have tried to shoot that episode so many times. Like something would always go wrong. Either we'd get rained out or we couldn't land anything. I think there was a couple of times we went where we just were having really bad skate days. We could not land anything. It's a pretty big park, but it's a lot of like big transition and stuff like that. So I think that's one of the reasons why I struggled with it. It's also a 24-hour park. I'm gonna try and go back to that one and actually finish it. I think back then I was more of a stickler on the type of clips that I got. I cared a little too much about like, oh, I gotta have awesome tricks. It's not about the tricks, it's about the park. So I'm gonna go there again and I'm going to actually finish that episode. I think the last time I tried to shoot it was like 2015. So it's been, 8 years since then. So I think it's time to go back and finish it up. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps it up for this park. I hope you enjoyed it. Real quickly, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, I could not stay on the road. Thank you guys so much for your monthly donations. If you want to help me stay on the road and get more of these episodes, just go to patreon.com/ Park Sharks. As little as $1 a month can go a really, really long way. But if you can't donate or just don't want to and you still want to help out, you can easily do that just by going to my YouTube channel, subscribing to my channel, turning on the notifications so you will always get updated when I post a new video. Leave a comment, let me know what you're doing, where you're at. Maybe one day I'll come to your skate park. Thanks guys, here's what's coming up next.